ambulance arrives at my house at about 8:10, the Wednesday morning. They arrive there. I walk outside, go in the ambulance, feeling pretty good that morning, considering the last couple of days. I get in the ambulance and the attendant sticks me and checks my blood sugar. It's off the scale. I was never diabetic. I get tested regularly because my dad had diabetes. I never had a problem in my life, but it's off over 600. So the nurse tells me, do you take insulin or anything? I said, no, I'm not. She said, okay, we have a problem here. Put me on oxygen, and off we go to Port of Spain General. I get to Port of Spain General, they put me in a wheelchair, they carry me on that tent. Well separated from everybody, it was well laid out. There was no waiting or anything. They came right away, the attendant came, they put a port in my hand, they took some blood, they did some other things, checked my temperature, they checked everything. I came with my chest x-ray that I got a couple days earlier, the day before. I walked with that, the doctors took it, they looked at it. They came back, that was about maybe 9 o'clock. I reached there, probably about 10:30. They said, okay, we're going to test you for COVID-19. I said, okay, they took me in another tent, stuck the thing up in my nose, and they put it back, put me to sit down and back in the wheelchair. They gave me water, they made sure it's feeling okay. They're very attendant, very good, pleasant people, which was kind of surprising to me. I would expect the normal kind of harsh treatment they get in a public institution, but it was not. It was really pleasant. They decided they're moving me into another room, which was just a small room. It's probably like 8 by 8. It had some equipment in it, but it had an air condition. And I sat down in my wheelchair, and they had the oxygen thing on my finger, checking how much my blood oxygen is. My blood oxygen was at 80%. At 85%, you're dying. I'm at 80. So they turned up the oxygen and put me on this big mask, and they had me breathing there. That was about 11. About 2 o'clock, they said, look, we're moving you to the Arima hospital. I said, okay, you're in charge, because right now, they in charge. So they said, look, we're moving you to the Arima hospital. And in my mind, my friend who's working in the CMOH office is arranging all of this in the background, so I don't have to stay at Port of Spain General. That's what I'm thinking in my mind. Not knowing that had nothing to do with her, that have to do with how the parallel system works. Went in another ambulance, back on oxygen in the ambulance, up the road. Arrive in Arima Hospital. I've never been to the Arima Hospital. They open the doors, it looks like I'm in the basement of one Woodbrook place. That's what it looks like. Pillars and concrete parking lot and think it looks like that. They put me on a gurney and wheel me off. No oxygen. And I can't breathe. The deepest breath I could take is not giving me any oxygen whatsoever. I'm getting no relief. It's like I'm underwater and I'm drowning. And I have no idea how long or how far it's gonna take for me to get to oxygen again. And I'm taking my mask off because I keep feeling that this mask is stopping me from breathing. It's not, I just couldn't breathe. Got in an elevator, got upstairs, and I'm working in my mind now. Just relax and breathe, no panic. Just breathe, just breathe. And I'm breathing in and out, but I'm not getting any oxygen, and I'm starting to see like those little stars flying around, and I'm beginning to feel really sleepy, really tired. I remember reaching to a wall of plastic taped up, and they took a paper and stuck it up. I guess it was my information, and a nurse wrote down everything, and they wheeled me off, and I went unconscious. I woke back up in a hospital bed in a room by myself with nurses and a doctor. When I checked my watch, it probably was 5 minutes I was out for. And they asked me on oxygen now and I'm breathing. And this is where the really good experience starts with this. The doctor says, listen, man, our first problem is your blood sugar is too high. I'm going to need to give you some insulin. I said, Doc, what I just went through, anything you give me that'll make me feel better, do it. So he gave me a shot of insulin. They brought some food for me to eat. I began to settle down. This must have been about 5:30 now. My phone rings. My friend CMOH office is calling. Are you okay? Yes, I'm fine. Then she said, your test is positive. This is in a couple of hours. Your test is positive. They cannot keep you at a Rima hospital with a positive result. That's only a holding bay to find out whether you are or not. So back downstairs in another ambulance and off to Couva hospital. I get to Couva hospital, they take me out there, it must be 7 in the night or something. I got there, put me in a wheelchair, wheeled me off, and there I go again, can't breathe. Because I'm on no oxygen from the ambulance till I get inside. It wasn't as bad or as long a trip as the thing, but I know I went up to the first floor and the last room down on the left, put me in a bed with 2 other people in there. So they put me in a bed, put me on oxygen, and I got, we shouldn't say I, everybody in that room there got the most fantastic first class medical treatment anybody could ask for. We had doctors and consultants and psychiatrists and physiotherapists and endocrinologists, and even the nurses were so helpful and happy and glad to think, even though they're working in this dangerous environment to them, they were extremely happy people. I found nobody that wasn't happy. I got real good medication. My mom works in a hospital in Florida, so she's on the phone with me, what medication they're giving you, and I'm telling her, and she said, but that's exactly what the COVID doctors are using here. The same dosage, everything you get in there, Brent, you can't get anything better if you come up here. It was fantastic. They would come and give you a chest x-ray right in your bed where you're lying, or you have to get up and go nowhere. If you need a CT scan, boom, in 10 minutes you're downstairs, you get a CT scan, you come back up. The doctors work 24 hours a day. They would come in 12 o'clock in the night, hey, we need to take blood from you, which is kind of annoying for me because they wake up somebody 12 o'clock in the night to get blood. But I guess it needed to be done. And I found out there that one, I became an instant type 1 diabetic immediately. I have to take insulin for the rest of my life. COVID has damaged my pancreas permanently. I spent 16 days in the Couva hospital on oxygen before they discharged me. I wasn't fully recovered when they discharged me, but I guess beds were needed or whatever. For whatever reason, I went home. I'm still recovering. I haven't recovered as yet.